Hello YouTube family and welcome into today's video. If you guys are wondering about how to keep your lips looking good as you age, that's what this video is all about. I have found that my lips as I age are getting those terrible lines around the top. They drive me crazy. And there is a real challenge as you age to keep those lines from being very pronounced. So I'm going to show you guys just a few things that I do to try and keep my lips looking as good as I can as I age. Okay, let's talk about treating your lips. When I say treating, I mean, what can I do to my lips to help the wrinkles and help the fine lines maybe be softened a little bit? I did do very recently a video on derma rolling, and I do this on my lips every time I derma roll. This to me has been the biggest game changer. Well, this and one other step, which I'll tell you in just a second. This to me has been the biggest game changer for me because really honestly, I had really bad lip lines. I was just struggling with them. I especially had one over here that was getting so deep. And so I've been really faithfully doing this for about 2 to 3 months now. And I have noticed a dramatic difference. But what I do is immediately after I'm done derma rolling, I use my Retin-A and I don't skip out on my Retin-A on my lips. I actually will bring it clear up to the lip line and really, you know, get some good rubbing going into the lip line because, and you know, a little bit will go onto the lips. There's nothing wrong with that. What that's going to do is that's going to produce collagen. This is a 1-2 punch for any wrinkle you have all over your face. These are just tremendous products, and I feel like for me, they are game changers in my skincare, but the lips, especially what's going on with my lips, I have found that this is so helpful. Now, if you're afraid of derma rolling, I don't blame you. It can be a little bit intimidating, but don't skip the Retin-A step. That can be really important. So if you are afraid of derma rolling and you don't want to do that, what should you do? I would tell you to use a really good exfoliator. Now, if you're going to use a chemical exfoliator, you can go right on top of your lips, but you're not going to want to leave it on as long on your lips as you do the rest of your face, simply because, you know, the lips are a little bit more of a challenge. There is softer tissue than your actual face. So you do want to be, you know, careful. The thing is that as you know, your lips get dry, they crack, they peel. All of those things that happens to your lips are exfoliating themselves or turning their dead skin over themselves. So you want to work in conjunction with them. If you have a really bad cracked lips, use a balm all the time. Keep a balm on your lips all the time. I love this. This has been over the internet all of a sudden, but I learned about this a long time before it ever started. And this is the Laneige. It's called a lip sleeping mask. But what it is it's just got a very balmy texture to it, as you guys can see there. It is, it really feels like it has a lot of petroleum jelly in it to me, but you could almost get the same effect, I think, from Carmex. Carmex feels like this to me. This is what it feels like. So if you can't afford this, then go ahead and get it, you know, get some Carmex and use that as your treatment. But what I love about this particularly is it just really does do the hydrating effect. It's not just like a lip gloss that you put on, and neither is Carmex. It's a treatment. Okay, so then you treat your lips. If you're going to exfoliate your lips and you want to exfoliate them with a lip exfoliator, you can do that. This one that I have right here is from Wonder Kiss. You can buy an e.l.f. one. The e.l.f. ones are really good. They're $6. This is the Wonder 2 Cosmetics one. I'm just using it up. But it has the really fine granules in it, and then it has a balm in it. And so you can, you know, feel those sugar granules kind of dissipate as you're, you know, rubbing into your lips. But the other thing, if you don't really have the funds to be able to go and buy a specific product for that, just use a really good washcloth and maybe some of your own, you know, skincare, maybe a balm you have, maybe a little bit of an exfoliator scrub that you have. You can do that, or you can mix it up yourself with a little bit of sugar into a balm and then just go ahead and rub it across your lips with the washcloth. That's really what it is doing to exfoliate. Now, if you feel like that's too harsh for you, then just use the washcloth with a balm. You can get the same exact thing. So put your balm on, wait for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then use your washcloth, wash that off really good, and then reapply your balm. I actually also have from Wonder 2, and no, this video is not sponsored by Wonder 2 Cosmetics. I just happen to be using these up right now. This is Wonder Kiss. This is the plumping gloss. This isn't any special plumper. I think that if you got the Buxom lip plumper, they're just as good. If you get the Moxie from Bare Minerals, it's just as good. So any lip plumper that you get that you like a lot, then just use that right after you do your exfoliating, and it's going to do just as good. Now, what about you know, making my lips look a little bit fuller, because as I'm, you know, I'm losing volume as I age, what can I do to make my lips look a little bit fuller? So I just took off my lipstick, and what I want to do is show you a couple of tricks. You've probably seen this a million times all over YouTube. I take my fingers really lightly in there, and then I just go on the top right there and create a little bit of a highlight right there at the Cupid's bow, and I stay away. You can see that line right there. I think you can see that line right there. I stay away from that line as much as possible, but I build that up just a little bit in order for there to be a little bit of a highlight there for the illusion of a bigger lip. Now, lining the lips, I think, is a very important step, and this is just a liner that I think it's Brill's from ColourPop. I like ColourPop's liners because they're very, very smooth and very silky. So basically what I do is, instead of stopping, you know, before the line of my lip, I barely go down below it. And I'm gonna have to be quiet for a minute while I do this, but you'll see how I don't get crazy and outline my lips beyond where they are actually my lips. Now start in the middle down there like I did, and you'll notice that I kind of pushed my lip line up. The reason is because I do have a downturned mouth, so I don't want to like pull my lip line out. I want to kind of push that up. So then I'm going to do the top one, and again I'm going right on top of the line, so it's barely outside the line but not overlined in any way. Okay, so now I usually choose to use a lip gloss instead of a lipstick. A lot of people like to use matte lipstick and then put a gloss over top of it. Choose to use something that's going to nourish your lips and not make your lips look dried out. Because if your lips look dried out, you're going to look like you're older. And especially if you do have lines, it's going to accentuate those lines. So I just actually choose to use a fairly opaque lip gloss. This is the Illuminate line by, I think it's Ashley Tisdale. I think I might be pronouncing that wrong. From BH Cosmetics. So I'm just going to completely do my lips. Now you could stop right there if you like that two-toned look. I actually have a tendency just to blend mine in. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to blend this just a little bit with the wand. And I'm just using like the tip of the wand instead of the flat side. So as far as treatments go on your lips, please don't forget to use sunscreen on your lips. They are just every bit as important as the rest of your face. So if you use a moisturizer that has sunscreen on it, swipe that right across your lips and use that as well. The other treatment that I choose to use right now is just an eye cream. I use the eye cream on my eyes, and I feel like the peptides in it, they plump up that under eye and it's the crepiness on there. So why not? Why couldn't they help the lips too? So if I use my Retin-A one night before I go to bed, I'm going to put the eye cream on my lips, and then I'm going to actually put an oil over top of it. And you can use oils anytime. Oils are fantastic. I have a marula oil from The Ordinary. I have an argan from The Ordinary, and a squalane oil from The Ordinary. I think the squalane oil is better than any of them as far as being a wonderful hydrator. So that's it, you guys. That's everything for my tips and tricks on how to care for aging lips and take care of your lips so that they can be the fullest they possibly can be. So you guys have an amazing, wonderful day. I love you all so very much, and I will see you in my very next video. Bye, you guys.